In this video, we will do a recap of Unit 1, Module 2.3, Functions, Arguments, and Parameters. This is a continuation of 2.2. In this section unit, we will be creating functions with parameters, we'll exploring return values, create functions with multiple parameters, use knowledge of sequencing in coding tasks, and use coding best practices. Concept sequence. In programming, sequence refers to the order in which code is processed. Objects in Python, such as variables and functions, are not available until they are processed. Processing sequence flows from the top of the page of code to the bottom. This means that functions and definitions must be placed at the beginning of the code. So here's an example. Please watch the video on your own. Here's an example of the definition being after the call. Here's the call to the function, and here's the definition. It occurs after. So when we run that, we're going to get an error that says had available is not defined because it was defined after. So in this case, we come down and we move the definition to before the call, and it should work fine. We're hard coding green. It's going to call it, check to see if green is in the list. If it's true, it's going to return true, which it is. Now that's a hard-coded value. You should try to avoid hard-coding values into a program, because anytime you need to change it, then you have to actually go change the code. It's best to use variables that you can change on the fly, or get input from users or input from other procedures. Okay, in this task, we're going to see if there is a bird available. We're going to get input the bird name and check to see if it's available. Okay. Create a program with a Boolean function bird available, has parameters that takes the name and type of bird. For this variable, bird types equals crow, robin, parrot, eagle, sandpiper, hawk, and pigeon. And it will return true or false if the bird that we input is in this list. So we're going to create a function called define bird available. We're going to take one parameter. We're going to take one parameter and check to see if that bird is in the list and return true or false. Using the in function, it's going to check to see if type of bird is in the bird type list. So first of all, we have to define that before we use it. So now on line 6, we're going to get input from the user. We're going to then call bird available, passing that variable that we just collected. And then we're going to print, we have that bird. And remember, return value takes on the value of the call. So bird found is going to be true or false based on the return. And so we're going to output a little bit nicer. We have the bird, and then the input from the user, and then true or false. So let's run that and see if it works. So let's put one that's in there. So let's put eagle, E-A-G-L-E. That should be true. Let's run it again, and let's put in chicken. And that should be false because that is not in the list. And in this last one, it wants us to fix the error. The original line 2, here's the original task. It does not have the word define. Here's the corrected one. We need to add the word define. So back on the, it's going to say invalid syntax because it doesn't know what to do with that. We come back here, we add the word def in front of it and run it again. And now we're going to say how many do we want. We're just going to put a number, and then it will return or will be ordered. That will conclude Unit 1, Section 2.3.